1, 2, 3. Take up space! Woo!
Yeah, you do it up there.
Flynn, I got you. I got you, Flynn.
I brought a daisy because I have so much love for my daughter Daisy, and I have so much love for Mother Earth.
Man, I don't know. My view is I don't like how space has turned into and been co-opted as this like evil rich person's like concept. Like I get that there are certain expressions of it or certain uses of it or certain fundings of it that are in poor taste. Like when Bezos says, hey, you know, everybody at Amazon worked hard so that I can get this cowboy hat and go up into space. And it's like, yeah, cool. You're underpaying your workers, scumbag. Get it. But I don't like the idea of just space in general being viewed as like something that's not worth exploration and not worth us like putting human effort into. That's insane to me. And I feel like I see that a lot. And it's the only form of science that we view that way.
I haven't seen that. Well, a ton. Like I don't see many people saying like, hey, it's not worth going into space. It's not worth exploring. It's not worth learning more. I really don't see much of that at all. It's just the misuse of it or just the commoditization of going into space. Like it costs like upwards of $15 million for like an individual person like myself to go up into space. And then like these celebrities such as Katy Perry, who was rightfully getting grilled to hell and back, talking about you will never know. Oh my God, you will just never know how much love you have to give, how much you can be loved until you launch. Bitch, you telling me I will never know love because I can't afford to go to space?
No, why would she say that?
Like it's so tone deaf, and then they got the fucking nerve, and that's what people are really attacking. No one, and then also just the human ego and just our destructive nature, and then possibly fucking up some other shit in space because Jeff Bezos' whole ass is talking about like taking trash up into space, and that's what Gayle King was referencing. Like, you know what, Jeff Bezos
like
says,
throwing the trash into space.
Yeah, just so we can get it off of Earth, like as a solution, as a remedy.
Oh,
I mean,
see that? Okay,
the trash comes back down to Earth.
Oh,
it's gonna get burned up though. It's gonna get burned up, but
it's still like. That's the ideal.
I don't listen. I don't agree with any of it. I know you said you didn't hear too many people, speak like this. I am actually one of the people that think.
See, this what the fuck I'm talking about, Josh. Get into it so I can fucking disagree with you.
Listen,
see, y'all niggas.
Space exploration is literally a waste of time right now, especially like space exploration is so much of a waste of time, and the fact that we're not even doing real science in space.
I'm so glad. That we get one of you weird ass niggas on this podcast. So I'm so glad. Keep going.
Real science in space. We're not even really sending people into quote unquote real space. They're just going to the highest, level of atmosphere right before you break through and just
space.
Just doing, come on. They're doing makeup and stuff like that. They're not doing anything real. They're making TikToks and they
let me ask you, what's unless you got more stuff.
Okay. Please, before you go, Eddie, can we make a distinction in what Omar is saying? Are you talking about real astronauts or like ordinary people that go on space trips?
He said the whole thing.
Okay, all right.
He said exploration. He didn't say Katy Perry. So let me ask you.
Give my brother some grace.
No, I don't know.
See, I appreciate your because you are on the correct side of the internet, which is why you struggle with our comment section sometimes, Josh. Like you stay on the correct, reasonable side of the internet. Well, maybe the other side. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But Omar, what would you consider, if anything, to be good uses of science and scientific funding and scientific research and exploration? Like what would be some categories or examples?
Medicine. I just at the top of the list.
And anything that's not directly medicine is a waste of time?
No. Just medicine, what's going on with the climate. I think social sciences is extremely important. There's a lot of stuff. There's two endeavors that we're going down the path of right now that I just think are a waste of time. Space exploration and like bringing back things like the dire wolf. What are we doing?
Why do we do that? Okay, let me ask you a question then. So you talked about medical, and you're probably already kind of aware of this one. So stop me early if need be. But when it comes to like medical exploration, a lot of times it's shit like the dire wolf thing, where it's like it's biological research until it's medical research, and so we're looking at shit that we don't know what the use of it is, and then 20 years later you look back at an archive and go like, oh, the technique that we used to splice DNA in order to resuscitate a dire wolf is the same thing that we can use to create genetic therapies to treat cancer. That kind of workflow is very, very common in science. So you just explore some shit to see what can we do, and then its application comes later. Okay. Do you think that has any value or not so much?
I need to know that that's the path that they're going down, because right now, especially in now this is more targeted, especially when we have these like jerk off billionaires who are like not doing it for these purposes. Oh, we're going to go down this path. We're going to do X, Y, and Z. But no, just to like get in a room with each other and be like, oh, I just took Katy Perry to space. Well,
yeah,
I just built a roadster that's not going to be available to anybody. So, like that stuff like that to me, I could agree. If they need to make a dire wolf to cure cancer, make 5 dire wolves, 10, 20 dire wolves. At that point, cool.
Yo, so everybody, y'all have been hearing us talk about the new card game that we got. I've seen a lot of y'all buy those pre-orders. I've seen a lot of y'all get the It's a Red Flag card game. They're great for y'all's dinner parties. I use them all the time. So I'm telling y'all again, in all seriousness, it's our newest conversational card game coming out the end of this month. Pre-orders are live. Every single card has 2 different prompts, one that's silly, one that's serious, so you can have a deep and a dumb conversation, and you can kind of pick and choose the vibe of the conversation as you go through it, depending on, maybe at a funeral, you want to go more silly. Maybe at a wedding, you want to go more serious. Who knows? You get to fucking decide. If you are already a member, you get a 10% discount. If you put in a pre-order, you get a 10% discount. That's both of those on top of each other. The link to purchase is in the description. That's shop.wavingtheredflag.com. Grab a pack. Get ready to have some of the deepest and dumbest conversations of your life. But to clarify, first thing I want to say is, like, to my initial point around, I think, space travel and certain forms of shit getting co-opted as being like billionaire, evil, oligarch shit. Part of my point is not like we should be rooting for the billionaires. My point is we should be able to make contributions to this field separate from them. So it's like, yeah, billionaires make movies. That doesn't mean movies are bad. We should be fighting against their voice in that space. So the fact that, an evil billionaire is sending some lady up into space, it's like, yeah, maybe that's a dumb use of space exploration, but we need to be keeping a voice in using space exploration for good shit. So I just want to separate those two things, because I think they get conflated as like the dumb shit is the whole thing. And that's kind of where I'm pushing back against.
I got you. And that's fine. I can agree with that for everything except space exploration.
Except space. Okay.
I think space is just dumb. I don't know. What do we
Okay,
do?
so let me round it out. Since I've gotten you this far, let me get you the rest of the way. So with space exploration.
I just realized he got on the Star Wars shirt while saying this. The irony. Yo,
this motherfucker, bro.
I got Star Wars pajamas bottoms on too, so like
that's crazy. Yeah,
I'm deep into it. Yes,
he really don't believe in nothing. He said Tyler Perry is for the culture. Space exploration, dumb.
Space is dumb, dog.
Love your mind, brother. I love your mind. Okay,
beautiful mind.
So let me get you the rest of the way. So when it comes to space exploration, that first moon launch that we did, there was a whole host of fucking technologies that we created from that come down to computer technology, that come down to like habitation and life support systems that ended up being used in not just consumer electronics and shit, but shit that we ended up using in the medical field. So much of like vacuum tubes that eventually led to modern computers, which have given us a whole host of fucking medical breakthroughs, came from that and wouldn't have happened without that. So one of the biggest benefits, though there are other benefits, but one of the biggest benefits of like trying to do some hard scientific shit, such as exploring spaces, on the way there, you end up making a whole bunch of fucking tools that have other direct uses for shit. So that means that sometimes you have to go like, yeah, we're just going to space just to fucking go to space, because this reusable rocket helps us to now put satellites in places that allow us to like uplink affordable internet connection to places that are like so-called underdeveloped. And there's a million more examples like this, but that's what the argument is. And that's what the benefit of space travel, or one of them, has been for like, since its inception.
But so I understand the argument, because like, if I'm not mistaken, we wouldn't have like microwaves if we didn't.
Correct. Yeah. I don't know if it's microwaves, but yeah.
Well, but nonetheless, that's semantic. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that's fine. Satellites for internet travel is fine. But I don't believe that is like majority of space exploration as they're calling it now, and how limited we are with what we can do for space. It's why we've been like as a nation been pulling back from like space exploration over the last, let's just call it like 20 years or so. Let's just
since the 70s.
Yeah. But it's because we are so limited and capped. So now our furthest stretches are sending a telescope or a camera to this new X, Y, and Z to get a kind of clear understanding of what life is, or this is a better indication of what life is. Please, please, please. There are so many other things to focus on. If you're gonna put all the satellites up, now I'm to the point. Look, we can go and throw the telescope as far as we can, and then come back in 70 years. I wouldn't give a damn about it. If every place had like satellite internet capabilities as far as the eye can see around the world, I'd be fine.
Okay.
But we're not there yet. We're doing dumb shit. We're sending telescopes.
I don't disagree
As brought
With,
to you
wait, what point is he making?
So the concession that he made was for practical uses, things that we can actually use right now. Put satellites up so niggas can have internet, so you can like have better Wi-Fi, better travel, But as far as like all this extracurricular shit that requires billions of funding, that money could be going somewhere else that actually helps and impacts people immediately right here and right now.
Is that the argument that you're making?
That's what I took from it.
Yeah, no. That's it.
Okay, yeah, cool. Let me go into why that's fucking dumb. So like the first idea of like shit that we can do now, I just spent the last 5 minutes of talking explaining that all of that is the result of doing some dumb shit. Because you can't put a satellite up in space if you haven't been to space yet. Like, in order to make a satellite and figure out how to put one in space, it requires doing dumb shit that doesn't have a use 70 years ago. That's how those happen. So that's the first point.
We're past
the
that.
second point is, okay, yeah. So the second, wait, what you mean?
We're past the 70s. Like, I understand it. Like, you had to do the dumb shit to realize you could do the smart shit. For space, for me, we've done that. We have reached the quote unquote limits of what we can handle going to space already. Like, Mars is our capability for sending humans or whatever they're saying. At that point, it's done.
So that's not one, that's not true. So like, if we talk about all of the Mars rover shit and the shit that we've done, and that's been in the last like 20 to 30 years, all of the strides that have been made in like mechatronics and robotic shit have ended up having use in bomb disposal, surgical robots, and a whole bunch of shit. So what you just said just is factually wrong.
That did not. But what I'm saying is, I personally believe we're not astronomers,
okay.
We're not astrologists, we're not.
We're not. I don't know.
I don't believe that needed to come through space exploration. You did not need to understand.
Okay, now that's a new point. Okay.
Yeah, you did not need to understand how to do like robotic heart surgery by sending a robot to Mars that costs $45 billion over the course of the past. Like,
okay, wait, years. You're mixing up because you're mixing up two points, which and fair, they're related. I'm not saying that you can't mix those 2 points together, but I do want to address the like money expenditure thing. But I think it's a separate point from whether or not scientific exploration leads to, okay. So when it comes to scientific exploration leading to like breakthroughs and shit like the Mars rover shit to surgical robots or whatever, some shit you actually can't do. Like that one example, sure, maybe you can make a robot on land or whatever, but landing technology and all of the biomedical experiments that are constantly happening on the ISS give us a whole bunch of insight into how shit works that have consistently given us like medical breakthroughs. So all of this, like, wouldn't it be good if we figured out something with medicine? A whole bunch of that we get from shit that we've done with space. That's what they're like. What do you think they're doing up on the ISS? They're doing experiments on plants and crops and how the body responds to 0G or how it operates in a like low or high radiation environment and shit like that. That's how we get those things. So it's like you want the cake, but you're like, but I don't want to buy no eggs. It's like, yeah, you can't have the cake until you've got eggs to put into it.
And I know there's 2 points here. I want the cake and not have to travel 2 hours to the store, and the travel for the 2 hours to the store costs.
That's where they sell eggs. That's where they sell eggs, though.
But
so what do you mean?
Are there eggs closer by? And I believe this is just me.
There's some eggs closer by, but the point that I'm making is that you can't study organisms in space without going to space.
All right, man. Look, y'all niggas talking about eggs. What about the flour? Okay.
That's a good point.
All right.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because niggas,
We being
you need
hypothetical.
the flour, but you skipping over the flour, but you ain't talking about the wheat, my brothers. See, because wheat is abundant and wheat makes flour, and there's an abundance
Very
of
true.
flour because of the wheat. Therefore, we have the resources to make everybody happy.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me get. First of all, how is this nigga? This nigga's drinking Chick-fil-A sweet tea with a bowl of spaghetti.
It's a
What
water.
restaurant are you going to?
It's a water. It's a water.
It's a Chick-fil-A water.
Yeah, it's just a water. It's just a cup.
Oh, you reusing the styrofoam cup? Okay, yeah. You really
I
trying to
got
save
wa-
the environment?
I got water in the cup, and then put more water in the cup.
Got you, man.
I'm not using-
Microplast is about to kick your fucking ass.
I'm not Jeff Bezos throwing it out into space.
Yeah, okay, got you. I see.
So
You gotta watch. Yeah, you gotta.
That's why you need space exploration, because you don't know what that styrofoam cup doing to your body, my boy.
Cap.
Bro, that's fucking your shit up, bro. Have you noticed a different size in your testicles? Because that's what drinking out of styrofoam does.
More ginger pubes is actually my new development. Not ginger at all. Yeah,
Oh,
more
wow.
ginger pubes.
Damn, that's crazy. You
Sure,
going? You becoming a redhead around
Down there, yeah. Only
penal,
down
penal
there.
area.
Yeah.
I would be showing that off, as a matter of fact. Like, you see this?
Honestly, yeah.
Like, ain't this neat?
It's not dye. I didn't dye any of it. Look,
Right.
Bro, if I had all red pubic hair,
This is the quarter Irish right here.
yeah, that's the lucky Irish, baby. Come
Right,
on.
shit. They call it the 4-leaf clover. You know what I'm saying?
Come get your treasure at the end of this rainbow, baby.
Yeah.
The point about the money thing is, and I think that we make this mistake all the time, where we view like the economy as this sort of like singular pot of gold or whatever, and that we have to draw from it, and that everything that we use for one thing is something that we couldn't use for another thing. And I don't see that argument made for like lots of, because we don't say that about movies. We don't say like, damn, why did they just make this like, $3 billion Marvel movie when they could have been solving hunger or doing medical research or whatever? Because we understand that, one, they're coming from different pots, but two, a thing about the economy is, especially when it comes to like military or government spending is, and the US specifically, there is so much fucking money and so much capacity to like spend with debt that you can get most of the shit that we like to talk about done without impacting military or space shit at all. Like all of the shit that the Trump fucking regime currently is doing, where they're like trying to save all this money by gutting all these, scientific departments or consumer protections departments or DEI departments, as if that's going to save the economy. It's not, because spending in those areas isn't the issue. Like if we wanted to solve like livable cities or medical funding or free breakfast for kids, there's more than enough money for that shit already. Going to space is not what's preventing that. It's lack of taxation, lack of regulation, lack of policy being put in place. The money is already there. It's not being taken out of kids' like mouths to put people in the ISS. That's not what's happening.
I can agree to that, and if we're being serious about it, I can agree. I think that for most people though, it's the optics of doing it, especially when people report it as if it's a flex, or they put it on the news or Twitter or whatever. Hey, we spent $6 billion going to space, and the result is Katy Perry, Gayle King, whoever else, Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
So now it almost
Totally agree
feels
with you.
like a spit in the face on a Friday where I just got an email about budget cuts for my department, and so now we're going down to part time. But I also see, and I'm a federal employee, but I also see federally they've made some new missile that's just a backup missile to the backup missile.
Yeah. No, it's like having a celebrity sign a fucking rocket that's about to go blow up some guys and babies. I agree with the optics. And I think that's, again, going back to my initial point, that's core to my issue, is that I think that we have this, I think of space exploration as this like beautiful expression of what humanity is capable of, and us getting to explore that, the same as the arts. The sciences and the arts are things that are like beautiful expressions of what humanity is capable of. And they give us gifts, but also they're just rewarding in and of themselves. You get a movie or you go to the fucking moon. Those things are great. And so I don't like the idea of them being co-opted into like, this is some shit for rich people. This is some shit that only matters to rich people. We're going to do this weird Hunger Games flex where we send a fucking like washed up pop star into space and kind of spit in your face while you're struggling to buy eggs. I think that that's bad marketing for space shit. So that's kind of my issue is I think sending Katy Perry up to space makes space look dumber than it should, because it's one of the most fucking interesting things that we've ever done and will do over the next like 20 years.
Again, I think most people would agree with you. Of course, you're always going to have your dissenters like, oh no,
that's what I'm saying.
That's fine.
I'm only talking to them
niggas, everybody ain't going to be on board. But it's still like just this, specifically with these celebrity stunts, like, the Katy Perry's and Gayle Kings, which is questionable if they even really went up to fucking space. Because like, I don't know if y'all saw the live stream. Yeah, I mean, but it's like, you saw the live stream where like they came down and like the latch, the door open from the inside and it wasn't supposed to, and Jeff Bezos they had to like close the door real quick, and Jeff Bezos had his tool in his hand to act like he needed to open the door from the outside with this special tool. So either they're like hamming it up and playing it up like, oh, Jeff Bezos
shit was
here to save the day, like, oh, he's got the key, like,
yes, okay,
or either you
motherfuckers
something to do. Or either you motherfuckers fake the goddamn moon landing all over again in the studio.
They did fake the moon landing. They also did it for real, but they did fake it too.
Yeah, but again, it's just also like with the whole thing with the celebrity thing is why it's getting so much backlash, rightfully so. Is you niggas coming back down to this motherfucker, telling us that we should be proud and honored for you bitch ass people. Not because they're women. We love them.
No, you said bitch ass. If you said bitches, then it would have been different. Yeah,
true that. Bitch ass people. Cool.
Yeah,
but like, you niggas went on a fucking trip, and then Gayle King got the nerve to be like, oh, well, if it was a bunch of men, if we had penises, y'all would be calling it an exploration. No, nigga, we would still be saying you niggas went on a fucking trip. It lasted 11 minutes. If you ordered a pizza, by the time that pizza would have came to your house, that shit still would not have been ready by the time you went up to space and brought your whole ass down back to Earth.
You really
and like we're supposed to be proud of you because you did some dumb shit like with all your money.
See,
because they got the nerve to tell me I will never experience love because I haven't been to the Kareem. I've never broken the Kareem.
That's what's really pissing me off. The love thing. That's what's really pissing you off.
Yeah.
That's honestly, that is crazy. You should be pissed off. I can't believe she said that shit to you. But like, I think also I think they did send up guys in one of those pods before. But it was also a different cultural time as well.
Yeah.
So it was Biden, It was a little bit, but I think people were kind of mad at the same time. So sometimes there is that gender shit where it's like women do some dumb shit and we treat it dumb, whereas when men do the same dumb shit, we don't let. So it's like we're right to call that out, but sometimes she's not entirely wrong. Sometimes it's like, yeah, if these were men, we would have let it slide a little bit more. I definitely see that kind of shit happen.
I guess. I think that the main thing, and like Josh was saying, like, dog, right now, I can't think of a probably worse time in my life where it would have been like
more in poor taste.
Yeah, more in poor taste to send these like, celebrities to space. Maybe the day after they were like, oh, yo, the 08 housing crisis. It's literally impacting.
Yeah, that'd be, yeah.
But tune into this. Or maybe right after 9/11 or something like
like
9/12,
bread and circuses, yeah.
We're just doing it. So I think that this is like men, women, whoever, people were gonna be like, oh, what the fuck? Because what even is the male equivalent of like a Katy Perry, Gayle King, like Joan Rivers and is Joan Rivers dead?
Probably. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I think she is. Yeah, that'd be crazy if they sent her up in space dead.
Hey, Joan Rivers.
It was a Michael Strahan sat across from like Kelly Ripa. Kelly Ripa, washed up TV show host. And yeah,
John Rivers died
like if they sent like Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith up into space, I feel like people wouldn't be as mad.
Timberlake or something like that. Like I'm pissed.
Okay, so it's not just the raw fact that they went to space; it's how they acted when they came back, like the whole publicity and the things that they said. Because like it was
inspirational for us all.
Yes, like it was. We should be so inspired. Why aren't you like licking the clit that was up in space? Like, what did you do today? Have you been to space?
Yeah, this ain't no regular clitoris. This is a space clip.
Inspired by this, like, nigga.
And literally, we're saying, Doc, we just searched for jobs. Okay, I just tried to look for a job. You're talking about, did I go to space today? No, I didn't. I just searched for a job. Those just laid me off.
Okay, can I ask? And then we can move on from this because I think we've all said the points that we needed to say. But is that not also what Speed does?
No, he doesn't brag about it. Like
he doesn't brag about it.
He doesn't openly like tell you to be proud and inspired by him for doing the shit that he's doing. Like he just does it.
Fair. Yeah. Cool. But we do enjoy it for the that's a fair point. But you see where I'm getting at. Like he kind of makes shit that's that same stuff that you can live through vicariously. without rubbing it in your face like,
Yeah.
oh, look, I'm doing shit in China. Niggas could never. He doesn't do
What
that
did
kind
you
of
do
stuff,
today,
yeah.
fucking peasant?
Yeah,
But
I
you should
fucking
be
did a
proud
backflip
of me,
off the
nigga.
goddamn wall of China. Yeah,
You will never know love, nigga. You been to China? You ever jumped over a speeding supercar that was driving 60 miles an hour, nigga? If you can't do that shit, you will never know true love, my guy.
don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Fuck out of here. What the fuck?
Yeah. Shit. Yeah.
But you know, shit. Wendy's is cooking the fuck out of Katy Perry. But yeah, anyway, so
Wendy's the food restaurant.
Yeah. They social media is just
yeah.
Yeah, Wendy been cooking the hell out of Katy Perry ass on Twitter.
On a square patty. Yeah, okay. Well, look, I think on that note, we're gonna call this thing to an end. Thank you everybody for tuning in to Waving the Red Flag. It's been your boy Eddie. It's been your boy Josh. It's been Omar. Look, like, subscribe, comment. If you want the full episode that this comes from, which is episode 271, cop the Patreon or cop YouTube membership. You get the full thing. Yeah.